What's going on, guys? Let's talk about budget travel hacks and trip planning tips for the rest of 2025 and 2026. Travel doesn't have to drain your bank account. In fact, in 2025 it's a lot easier to travel the world and explore without it costing you a fortune. You just have to remember a couple of things, apply a couple of things, and just save in different ways and different aspects as best as you can. I lived in over 4 continents and I've traveled to several other countries, generally on the budget, mostly on the budget. And in this video, I want to share some tips and hacks that I've used to help me travel to all these different places, see these amazing places, but also continue to travel to all these different places without, sacrificing the experience and spending a fortune, most importantly. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to start with eSIMs, the importance of eSIMs. Honestly, guys, this is a game changer. This is not a sponsored video, none of that nonsense. This is a game changer, guys, because I buy my phones. I don't buy my updated iPhones every year. I'm not that type of guy. But when I do get a phone, I do upgrade. I buy the phone outright because I want it to be open. I've been doing it ever since I was played professional basketball and living in different countries, because I want to have a main number and I want it to be able to be used and use it in other parts of the world. And still my friends and family could still be able to communicate with me without me changing my number constantly. So even to now, my phone, I can put any SIM cards in there. So what I would normally do is travel to a country, then when I get there, get a SIM card. Now, this is where it really changed from last year. Is I flew into Istanbul. Right, I went into Istanbul, and again, I've done my research. I was like, okay, this is the so SIM cards I'm gonna get, right? So obviously, with the phone I have and the provider I have, I don't have only specific amount of countries, European countries, that I will have Wi-Fi and I have like signal, right, where I can use my phone. So I land, so I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit, some data anyway, and I'm gonna use it on my provider, back home provider, until I find a SIM card. So I'm getting in the airport and I'm looking at the different SIM cards, and I'm trying to put my phone. Normally I switch my phone on the plane. By the time I get to baggage, my phone's working. My shit was not working, and I was like, what's going on? Like, shit. And the thing is, I need my phone. I need to find the address, right? I need to get an Uber. I need to find an address. And actually no, I wasn't gonna get an Uber because Uber was like 50 euros or some shit like that. So I was gonna take the train. So I needed a Wi-Fi to find out the train station. I already mapped it out, but I didn't know exactly where to get off and where to add, because specifically where I was staying in Istanbul was kind of like difficult to get to. So I was like, man, I need my phone. So I go to counter. I normally never do this, buy a SIM card in the airport, because my phone wasn't working at all. So what I was going to do is, hopefully my phone was working, into the town, wherever my hotel was, just get a SIM card there. Anyway, so I get the SIM card, boom, where they paid me like, let's say for instance, you go to the shop and you get a SIM card for like $5, $10. You're literally at the airport, you're going to be paying like $40. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating. It's like triple or even double the price of normal SIM cards. So I pay whatever, I get it, because I need Wi-Fi. So I need to figure out how to get to the airport. One thing I hate doing is when I land to the country, for it to take me hours for me to get to my hotel. I literally just want to get to my hotel, unwind, and just start doing shit. So I'm resetting my phone. The dude was like, I set it up, blah blah blah, just reset your phone after 5 minutes. I get on the train. I ask someone, what train do I get on? Because either I was gonna wait on my phone to start working, or just start the journey. Mind you, it's like an hour to get to wherever I'm at, right? And my phone's still not working. Wi-Fi, I mean, it's on, it's working. I mean, I'm talking about there's no Wi-Fi, there's no signal. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I finally asked someone, yeah, get on this train, and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about I had to get on like 3 different trains. Moral of the story is my fucking phone did not work. Literally did not work until it took me 3 hours. A trip that was meant to take 1 hour took me 3 hours to finally find my hotel, right? And once I found my hotel, just before I got to my hotel, literally there was a phone store where I got the SIM card. It was in the same name of the SIM card. Walked in there and I was like, yo, my SIM card, just bought it at the airport. Boom, boom, boom. She was even like, oh, yeah, never buy SIM cards in the airport. I was like, no shit, right? And she was like, okay. Boom, boom. Guess what she did? All she did was like, oh, it's not working. You paid for it. I see in the system. She just took the SIM card out, blew on it, put it back in, and started working. So I literally would have saved 2 hours in journey if I had my fucking Wi-Fi. So sorry, I went on a rant. Moral of the story is, get an eSIM. eSIM literally, the great eSIM with different eSIM. I'm not going to promote eSIMs, but I'm just saying generally, I'm not going to promote names. Just, you can search the different ones that work in your country, whatever, right? You can get different pricing for one. The one I use, literally, as soon as I land in the airport, it will take about 5 minutes, and literally boom. And you can specifically say that get the eSIM, which automatically pairs to your phone for the specific country that I use. I just was in Albania, and it worked perfectly in Albania. And I did not one time did I not have Wi-Fi, and trust me, I needed Wi-Fi because I rented a car and I was using ways to get around. So one thing I don't want to do is get lost in a country that I don't know, I'm not familiar with, right? So obviously I need Wi-Fi, make sure my phone is working. So like I said, guys, number one thing is eSIM. Trust me, it might seem like a lot more money, you're gonna save a lot more money. Also, another story, I can go have so many different stories, but when I was in Philippines, credit on my SIM card run out, and I was in the middle of nowhere, and I literally could not use it. I didn't know how to navigate my way. So again, too, if you're a single female, this is probably not a good look. Again, you always have to be safe. Also, we need our phones for everything nowadays. Let's say, you know what I mean, God forbid your wallet gets stolen, you need to transfer money into your account, but whatever it may be, you always need your phone, right? So eSIMs, before I'm kicking this video off with eSIMs, guys. A great way to save money, save hassle long term. Trust me, guys, eSIMs. Another big one, guys, obviously finding cheap flights, guys. I get comments on here, guys, you know, a lot of guys on my YouTube video, especially the last video I uploaded about the, you know, treating myself and getting a business class on Qatar Airways. Guys, I searched and found a good deal. I didn't just go on a website and paid whatever amount it cost full price. Hell no, I'm never paying full price for any flight. So what I normally do is go hack. So first thing is, guys, trust me, just, even though now it's not as prevalent as it used to be, but just have sign up for all these airline mileage rewards. So the rewards. So for instance, British Airways in One World, Qatar is part of that One World. So sometimes you can use your points to upgrade. You can use your points to book a better seats or book flights depending on the miles you got. So definitely get the reward system. That's one. Again, too, obviously, if you fly loads, right? I don't even fly that much, right? Like lows, as in it's going to be significant worth it to get all those miles and you can actually use them, right? So that's one. But secondly, it's just using different search engines. The great one I use, this is not a sponsor ad, guys, it's Sky Scanners. I love Sky Scanners because it goes detailed search and it breaks down all the different airlines, and you can go to all the different airlines directly and book. Generally, if you go use the airlines directly, prices are always going to be more expensive. Great thing with Sky Scanners, they update the flights regularly. So meaning sometimes, guys, and this is a fact, because I've gotten a business class flight on Air France for very cheap, guys, very, very cheap. It was 3,500. I got it for 1,500, no cap, right? And because a lot of times they put out all these different flights, and sometimes they make a mistake on the pricing. So if you see a good pricing, and I'll tell you when exactly to look, when you see a good pricing, just book it, because sometimes it might be too good to be true. Just book the shit. As long once you book it, you book it. There's nothing they can do, right? So search engines like Sky Scanners, Google, Google Flights. I don't really like Google Flights, but it gives you different ones. Google Flights, Treviso, Momondo. Shit, nowadays you can just use ChatGPT. Matter of fact, it's probably even better to use ChatGPT, and it can give you different timings and the cheapest times of the month, and you know what I'm saying, times in the weeks where you should travel. So ChatGPT might be a good option as well. I use ChatGPT a little bit, but I still use Skyscanner to the day. Also, the 2 days, guys, you want to be booking, and they've done research. It's not 100% factual, right? Because that's what airlines say. But for me, in my experience, in my traveling over 20 years, the best time to buy flights is Tuesday to Wednesday. When you go to Thursday all the way to Sunday, definitely never book a flight on the weekend. It's a lot more expensive. You will even monitor it yourself for a week, and you'll see in the weekend flight prices go up. So always Monday, I wouldn't say Monday, I'll say Tuesday and Wednesday is a great time to book your flights, and you're going to get the cheapest types of flights. Also, flying out and returning, especially in Europe, guys, you want to fly out Wednesday or Thursday and return either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. You don't want to return in the weekends, gonna be more expensive. You don't want to leave in the weekends, gonna be more expensive. It's a fact, guys. Example, I'll give you my latest one. Going to Albania, flights were literally, if I left on Wednesday, Thursday, right, flights were about 500. I leave on Monday and return on Monday, flights were about 250, right? So it was a huge difference. It's just timing and peak time. So definitely towards mid and ending of the week is going to be a lot more peak times. Remember, people want to go on vacation and get to places on the weekend. So it's going to be packed flights and more expensive, guys. Remember that. Guys, the best times to overtravel, again, if you want to save money and travel somewhere nice for less of the price, is always going off peak. I know it's not as fun. You want to go to most places where it's peak, but again, do you really want to? Like, example, Montenegro. I went to Montenegro last year. During peak, it was absolutely packed. Roads were packed. Beaches were packed. Restaurants were packed. Fucking everything was packed. Clubs, bars, everything was packed, right? I actually would have had a better experience if it was less people. So going just before peak period and after peak periods would have been a great choice. Knowing that it would still be warm, it would still be hot, and things would be a lot significantly cheaper. I've done several videos about Montenegro, and people in Montenegro kind of got offended because they were like, no, Montenegro is not that expensive. No, it is expensive because that's what I paid. I wasn't lying about what I paid. But obviously, I went there during the peak. I went at the ending of July, which is peak time. So June all the way to ending of August is peak. September, temperatures go down a little bit, but it's still very warm. You can still swim. And ending of September, it rains a little bit. So the perfect time to go like a Montenegro or Europe or something like that is just before peak summer, right? And after summer. How to calculate that, guys, is find out whatever country you're in whenever the summer school breaks up. Whenever the summer school holidays are, prices are doubled and rising fast because all these travel companies, all these scammers know that families are traveling when its kids are off school. That's when a lot of families are going to be traveling, taking the kids here and there. So prices are going to be spiked. So literally the best time, and I found this out to Sri Lanka, a couple of times when I went to Europe, especially when I went to Italy, is I significantly get cheaper hotels, cheaper flights when I book 2 weeks before the European and most importantly UK summer school holidays. So 2 weeks before they break out for school, I would book something. Or 2 weeks when they start school, when school starts again, I book something. I'm specifically talking about in London, coming from London or wherever else you are in the UK. This is a great strategy and you're going to get so many amazing deals. So I hope, trust me guys, try it, and I hope this helps because this helped me get some really good deals and go to some really amazing places. Guys, you want to save some money, honestly, and you're a foodie, this is very important. Eat where the locals eat, guys. If you're introvert, then you have to become mid or an extrovert. And you don't have to be an extrovert. You just have to learn how to start speaking to people. So it's very important to make friends and make local friends. It's very important. Ask them where they eat, where they would go. This is important because remember, these people live there, and wherever they lead is one, the food's gonna be way better. It's a fact. It's gonna be way better than you going to tourist traps. Where most tourists go, the food is shit. It's not going to be great. Quality is not going to be good. And it's going to be high price because they're targeting tourist people, not the locals. So where the locals will go, we know where all the best food spots are, or where the best local bars are, local cafes are. So ask them and ask their recommendations. I definitely do not ask for recommendations in hotels, Airbnbs, because they'll give you the tourist fucking places. I'm talking about locals, even like a local in a cafe, at the bus stop, or you know what I'm saying, like just out and about. Generally out and about, ask them they will give you better answers and better local places. And trust me, you save so much money going to where the locals go, because prices is going to be way lower, and you're going to enjoy the food more because the quality is going to be even better, and you're going to get that authentic cultural experience, which you have to 100% get if you're traveling to new destinations. It's just a fact. For instance, this year went to Vietnam, and I went to Phu Quoc. Phu Quoc is an island south of Vietnam, and it's a beautiful island, but it's the government threw a lot of money to it, and it's an island that can be very, very expensive. It also can be cheap. You could do it all different various budgets, right? But majority of the time we were there, I found it. I'm talking about Asia, guys. For Asia, it was pretty expensive, and I was like, damn. But until we started making friends, we went to a beach bar at night, and we made some friends who told me some recommendations. And you know where I found the cheapest place to eat, which was for me was the best place we ate, was literally randomly coming back from a beach club at night on the scooter, and there was like a bar / restaurant that was open. And where I was staying, this is like towards the ending of the stay, I was staying in Sunset Town. Sunset Town, if anyone has been to Phu Quoc, is it's like Disney World, or it's like Venice, or I don't know what the fuck. No, sorry, it's not Disney World, it's like Venice. It's like Italy and shit like that, right? They made it all beautiful and shit. So most of the people that work there, they generally finish at 11 and they will leave. So they'll go to places to eat and just go have beers and stuff like that and chill. In Vietnam, I found out a lot of people stayed out late, so they were literally night owls. They would stay out to like 1, 2. This was like 12 at night, and most places were closed, but this one place was open. There was loads of people outside, and all Vietnamese. And we stopped, we went there, had some food. It was cheap. It was fucking beautiful, tastes amazing. Trust me, guys. So again, go where the locals go. You want to save money again, guys. You want to travel during off-peak times, meaning not during rush hour, so not early. Let's say you want to do some tourist stuff. If instead of getting up super early and getting taxis or getting bus and trains, you're gonna go where everyone else is going to work. Wait later. I always wait till literally just before noon, about 11, and then I go out. So it's less crowded, less people, and it's gonna be less. It's gonna cost you less, right? From trains, you know what I mean, cars, especially taxis, buses, right? So remember. Just think about it. You can save a little bit of money. Just traveling during off-peak. That's when people going or coming back from work. It saves you a lot of hassle, time, and energy. I haven't done it, but I've done research. Like for instance, if you're traveling, if you're really on a budget, like you're backpacking, and you want to go through Asia, a great option is trains at night and buses at night. It's a lot cheaper fare. It's less crowded, guys, instead of going in the day. Same thing with flights, right? If you go, you generally get a cheap, well, it's gonna be packed, but you're gonna get a lot cheaper flight the earliest in the morning or really late at night. Flights in the afternoons are gonna be more expensive, so that's, you know, a little bit of a tip for you guys. I mean, I'm sure majority of you know this already, but as far as definitely buses and trains, traveling at night is be a lot cheaper. Guys, traveling on the budget and you want to get affordable accommodation, I don't really go to guest houses and stuff like that. I'm a little funny with that, but I want to have security, and I want to know it's a secure place, especially if I've never been there. If I've been there a couple of times, I have no issue, right? So I normally stay in hotels or apartments, but guys, you want affordable accommodation, especially if you're backpacking something like that, or you in a specific country, city for a longer period of time. Hostels, guys, is great, cheap. Also, you're gonna have other travelers, your age group or whatever, that doing the same thing. So generally, it'll be a lot more fun. But also be careful, especially if you're single female, guys. Be careful. There's a lot of alcohol and a lot of drugs as well, so always be careful. Always don't, you know what I mean, don't be pressured to do anything, and don't be, you know what I mean, move with the crowd. Just make friends, but always be careful. Guest house, guys. Guest house is a good one. So it'll be like an Airbnb, so someone will have a house and rent a room out, right? You might have separate entrance, or you might have the same entrance. I don't know. It all depends. Homestays and budget hotels. So budget hotels, you're talking about your 2-star, 1-star, you know what I mean? You know, so generally the budget hotel will be like a big fucking house or big apartment, and they've made it into hotels. So that's really cheap. And homestays. I'd rather that than budget hotels. I don't really like budget hotels, but homestays I recommend them because you like a family would need some income and they'll rent out a room, and this is a very low key amazing one, guys, especially for like female travelers and solo travelers, and you just want to have that homely culture feel. Like honestly, staying with a family, you literally eat, especially if they're really good. You eat with them. You just contribute, give them a little money, contribute, eat with them. So it's like a family feel while you're traveling. You know what I mean? The only thing with that, you're not, especially if, let's say you're a single guy, you want to have some fun, you're not going to have a lot of freedom. Obviously, you can't bring women back to the place. You can't come and just go as you please. You could do that with hotel, Airbnbs. So you have to remember, bear that in mind. But if you want a homely feel, homestay is a very great way to go, and you save a lot of money because you can get so many cheap, especially if you're going for a long period of time, you can get some amazing cheap deals. Outside of the homestays, I think you'd have to do kind of directly, find websites where you can directly talk and communicate with the homeowners. Because then you can work out a deal, especially if you're a long period of time. But you can also do the same thing on Airbnbs. You can contact the owner and say, look, it's up for a month, I want to stay 2 months, can you give me a better deal? They generally will. Or there's different sites where you can just contact the homeowner and say, look, I want to stay for a longer period, can you give me a good deal? So they can do that. But generally booking.com, hotels.com is where I get my hotels, guest houses, or apart hotels. If you want definitely a cheaper stay, which you'll find many, is staying outside of the main city. So instead of the city center, don't stay in the city center. Even you in Southeast Asia, you stay a little bit outside, you get it for literally half the price. So bear that in mind, guys. But again, you obviously commute. If you don't have a problem commuting on the buses and trains, then if you want to save money, staying outside of the city center, but just doing research to find out where there's direct trains or direct buses into the center, it'll be so much cheaper. So example, Vietnam, I was just in Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh. First time I stayed in District 1 hotel is very expensive. Some nice hotel, very loud, very busy, non-stop, right? There was lots of bars and restaurants and shit like that. But the next time I stayed in District 3, which was a little bit out on the edge of District 3, it was still busy because it's Ho Chi Minh, that they never sleep out there, right? But it was a lot more quiet, and it was so much a better vibe. It was cheap, shopping was cheaper, food was cheaper, there was really nice cafes. It made me wonder. I wandered down different roads, got a nice amazing massage, and had some good food. And for me, I found it was cheaper for sure, and I'm talking about way cheaper. In District 1 I paid it was like $100 or something per day, per night. In District 3 it was like about 50. You know what I mean? So it's a huge difference, 50 to 60. You know what I mean? Again, you could obviously, guys, you can find a lot cheaper depending where you stay, what you look for, star rating, and all that stuff. A great way to have a great time but also not run out of money, guys, it's smart budgeting while you're traveling to all the different places. So meaning, do research and have a daily budget. So have your daily budget for all the days you're there for. Just have your daily budget. Obviously, there's days where you're going to do a lot more things than other days, so just balance it out. So for instance, if you're doing loads of tourist stuff, you've seen lots of attractions, all that stuff, then budget for that day. Then instead of going to like really super nice restaurants, go to street food, local restaurants, all that stuff, right? Then other days you can go to nice restaurants, and just because you're just having a more of a chill day. So budgeting for the day. I mean, again, too, if you going for a long period, I would say use apps to track your spending. Have a cap on your spending. Do different things to save your money, like, you know what I mean, getting a bus pass, train pass, instead of using taxis, and so on and so forth. I mean, you guys know how to do this, right? But I'm just saying, just have a daily budget and try your best to not go over it. Again, too, you know, a great thing to save money, especially when you're a night out, is instead of buying cocktails or wine, just buy local beers. They're always going to be the cheapest. You still get a buzz, but it's lots of calories. But hey, so finally, guys, another low-key one that's so underrated that people always skip, I don't know, because they want to be fancy or that dumb shit, is the free low-cost activities. And you can get that in all countries. One you have to pay for, but it's an amazing one, guys. And especially if you're doing cities, I've done it in many cities that I've been to that I've never been to, is hop on and hop off. It's honestly, you can get like a ticket for like a $5, maybe even 10, and that's it. And it will take you to all the amazing attractions around the city. Now, obviously, some attractions you have to pay for to get in, but on your bus, it will literally tell you the history about these places, so you can literally learn the history without, and just go and see it without actually going in. So that's a great way, that's low cost at seeing the city. You can see so many cities. One of my favorite ones that I did the hop on hop off bus, guys, was in Colombia, in Cartagena. I did the hop on hop off bus in Cartagena. Guys, let me know in the comments if you've done a hop on hop off bus in Cartagena. It was absolutely dope. One of my favorite parts was going to the hotel. Not the hotel, the castle on the hill up there, and it was dope, man. You go around the ocean. It's an open air bus, and they give you all the information. That was one of my favorite ones. Also, Budapest hop on hop off bus was very dope as well. That was pretty dope as well. So free things, you walking tours, guys, free museums. There's a lot of museums that you can go to, that's free entry, because by law, they should not be charging for these things. So most museums should be free, but obviously they don't. Most of these countries don't give a fuck no more, and they're charging for you to go in. But you can find some free ones where you could just walk in and see. That is not a massive tourist attraction. But again, guys, if you go to forums, you can find walking tours that are free, and you can walk around the city, and the guide will literally is from that city, from that town, and will tell you everything about that town, so you can learn the history. Beach days, guys, if you're gonna tropical destination, there's many countries, many places that you do not have to pay for the beach. Aside you from Italy, you fucking Italian, yo. In Italy, you have to pay to use the beach. Every other country you don't. So literally you just have a beach towel, and you can find spots where you can just go there for free, take a picnic, and you can have a beach day. It's absolutely free in most countries. Albania free, Montenegro is free. Obviously if you get a chair, umbrella, then you have to pay for it, but you can use the beach for free. Only in Italy, in Europe. Guys, let me know in the comments any other country that you have to pay to use the beach. For sure in Italy, nowhere else have I been to in Europe where you have to pay to use the beach. Of course, for you adventurous seekers outdoors, hiking trails are free, guys, so you can do hiking trails, right? Again, too, like I said, go on the forum, meet some locals. Not only you're going to hike, you're going to see amazing views, but you're going to learn about the city, the town, whatever it is, the country as well. You know what I mean? So those are some free activities that you can do. I've been on some amazing hikes. I hiked in Rio, and that was absolutely free. We hiked to the peak. Took us like 2 hours. Hiked to the peak, and you see amazing views up there. I don't even know how they had a coffee. There was a coffee place out there. You had some drinks. Yeah, but anyway, and just chill up there and just spend like see the sunset. So it's a dope. So there's so many amazing activities you could do, guys, that you don't have to spend any money. The most expensive thing with traveling is always getting to the actual country, then finding your accommodation. Accommodation obviously is expensive if you go into high level or high starred rating places, but if you don't, you can find really cheap accommodation. The most expensive is always your flight and travel to all these countries, guys. That's it. Once you get there, guys, trust me, a lot of people always think traveling is impossible. It's not. Obviously, if you save, you work hard. We work hard anyway, guys, on a daily basis, right? We work hard. If you can, you only have one life, so guys, travel is one thing I always say. And obviously we're not all blessed to be able to travel outside of our country, but if you're not even within your country, we all live in beautiful countries. Within your country, you can travel, take a couple hour bus ride, and go to some other different parts and just explore and do some fun stuff, guys. Traveling is great. If you're blessed enough to travel, definitely travel, man. It will give you experience, a life experience that you cannot duplicate, or you cannot learn or earn anywhere else. Guys, if you want some more specific destinations as like Albania, Montenegro, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, whatever it may be, check out my other videos. I give you more specific in-depth recommendations and tips about those countries. If you want something else that you want me specifically focus on and target in any other upcoming video, let me know in the comments, please. And if I miss anything out that I didn't talk about, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll do my best to talk about it again in my next video. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Hit the bell too for my next video. My job is to give you honesty, my actual recommendations, honest tips and reviews of all these places that I've been to, I physically touched down on, and help you navigate these countries, making it easier for you, giving you gems, tips, recommendations. So I hope you enjoy. Till next time, peace.